Hey guys, it's Meredith Leon McCormick for World Bride Magazine. Thank you again. This is a continuation of Valentino Beauty Pure. This time we're speaking to a professional manicurist who's part of the brand, Chelly Soto. Hey Michelle, how are you, honey?
How are you, Meredith?
Oh, you look amazing. How are you? How's everything going during COVID?
Well, as you see at home, so transitioning to having your at-home studios and, sort of trying to stay working, no?
Exactly. So you come highly recommended by the Valentino brand, and they say that you're one of the best manicurists that they have, and you have been successfully doing this, from what I understand, for 20 years.
Yes, 23 years. I started
Wow.
super young.
Okay, so tell us a
23
little bit
years.
about you yourself and what brought you into the nail industry.
Actually, like many people, it wasn't planned. I never thought that I was going to be a professional manicurist. Um, so I started when I was 14, actually. My aunt used to have me as a guinea pig for her to practice nails. You have everyone in the family. You always have that one person in the family that has that nail fever. So that was my aunt, and I was her guinea pig. Obviously, being a teenager, I fell in love with nails. And moving from New Jersey to Puerto Rico, um, I didn't have her anymore. So I started doing my own nails. I went to Walgreens and I bought cheap products and I started doing my own nails. From there on, the passion started coming and people would ask me, hey, can you do mine? And I'm like, no, I only do my own. So because when it came to doing someone else's nails, I was strict with that. I was like, no, I'm not a professional. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just mimicking what she used to do. So I said, you know what, Dad? I think I want to take some classes. So back home, you could do the course, the full course, and you didn't have to be 18 or older. So I had that advantage. By the age of 14, I was already a licensed nail tech in my hometown in Puerto Rico.
Wow,
So
that's
from
pretty
from
impressive.
yes, and you know what? I did it more out of necessity, I would say. And slowly but surely it became a career because I was very consistent with it. So I worked with the lady that in the academy, she loved how I work and she offered me a job in her salon, and she had one of the best salons in town. It's a high-end salon. So, I was a teenager, so I was like, of course I'm going to go and work. And I worked
Wow.
with her for a year and a half, and by the age of 16 I opened my own nail salon back home.
What? That
Yes.
is very impressive. 16?
Yes.
That's
At
drive. I
16.
thought I was driven. You are driven.
Yes. At 16, I became a salon owner, and I had it for years. Obviously, after the economy crash in 2008, and I had children, so I had to stop working a little bit more, obviously, and my income was, the major income in the house. So being that said, obviously everything started setting back, and I ended up coming here to Florida to give it a chance, leaving everything behind, not knowing anyone in 2014. So I started again from zero. And
Wow.
as soon as I came over, I'm gonna be very honest, I stopped having that passion for nails, and I wanted to give it up. And I wanted to actually, I had started doing my bachelor's in nursing that I was almost about to be done. I was doing my bachelor's in nursing. I had my third child, and I was still full-time nail tech, and I was a full-time going to the university. So it was very, very tough and difficult. But coming over here, even though I was so scared and I didn't want to do nails anymore, you know what? God just shuts certain doors for you. So you could just go ahead and move on and do what you have to do. And it opened other doors. And you know what? I started again doing nails. I opened social media, which I was a non-believer of social media because I was that old school tech, which was everything by referrals.
Right.
Opening social media is where I saw Valentino. So I went to one of the classes that he was promoting, which was he didn't even have acrylic. He just had the dust extractor machine, but he's very good in social media. So I saw his video and I said, you know what? I got curious and let me go and check this out.
Right.
So I saved up my coins, I saved up my money, and I went to class, and that's where I met Valentino and his parents and the business itself, basically. From there on, he loved my work, even though he didn't know I was the face behind that work that he had seen in a competition that he was one of the judges, because I had no pictures of my face in my social media. It was all work. So when he found out that I was that person, he said, boop, 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 wait a minute, I'm not going to let this one go.
Fabulous.
And honestly,
Congratulations.
from there on is how we started. And he approached me. He said, would I be interested in being an educator for that brand that he had at that time? I was more than happy, of course, but I had to do my studies and I had to do all the classes that they would require, because it wasn't that easy just getting offered. I had to make sure I would pass all the tests and not only in theory, but practical as well.
Right,
So,
right. I
from
know
there
that,
on,
and it's
we've
not
been
as
stuck
easy.
together. No,
Yeah, but it's not easy at all, because I used to be a
No.
state examiner in New York, and people think, oh, you're just filing nails. No.
No.
Sanitation is probably the most difficult, and
Yes.
then there's technique, and then
Yes.
sanitation again, and then how your steps and all of this other stuff. So I know
Correct.
you went through a lot to even get
Oh,
a
yeah.
license.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was not as easy as people think, for sure. Just like you said, everyone wants to be a manicurist until they really get their feet wet into it.
At least be a professional one. They don't know.
Correct. You're absolutely right. I think there's a lot of lack of it because of lack of information and education.
Absolutely. Now, do you feel that your background with the nursing also empowered you to be even more cautious, especially now with COVID, sanitizing and health and all of that? Do you not think that, I want to hire you just because of that?
Absolutely. I feel that being in the nursing field, in the medical field, absolutely helps, because you know more than just what a regular manicurist would know, of course, because you have that background on you. So definitely now during this COVID pandemic, for sure, it has helped so much. But you know what? I always use my N95 masks. I've never not used them.
Really?
So that is something that I always would do, no matter what, and disinfecting and sanitation. So now that this is going on, it's not much of a difference to what I was doing before. Obviously, yes, a little bit more between each person, between each client, giving yourself some space, not having everyone in the salon, of course, that are changes. But everything else, when it came to sanitation, really what I was doing was perfect.
And so now, do you do house visits, bookings? Do people call you and you go to their homes or wherever they might be, private sessions?
No,
You don't do
I
that
don't.
now, or you've never
No,
done it?
I've
Okay.
never done it. Never
Okay.
done it. To be honest, it's very hard because as nail techs, we have to carry a lot of stuff.
Okay.
And at least I've been booked all the time. So being booked all the time doesn't really give me that time to do that. So
Okay, now, so when you say you don't do it at home, I'm sorry, at other people's homes, they
mhm,
would come to your salon prior to this.
exactly.
Okay, okay, yeah. I was in completely the opposite. I used to go on set and do this. So if, for instance, J Lo was in town or Jill Scott was in town and they needed a manicurist, and you're right, we had a lot to carry.
Oh,
You know, I had to bring the pedicure machine and 70 pounds of nail polish because you brought every single color, boxes of tips, design, and
exactly.
everything. It's a
Because you don't
lot
know
of
what they
work.
want. You don't know what
Exactly.
they're going to end up with. I have had that situation. I've done Tiana Taylor's nails.
Hmm.
Um so you do
I
have
love
to
her.
carry with, so yeah, she's such a sweetheart, so down to earth. So you have to carry so many things. So many things. It's not too much like a hairstylist. A hairstylist grabs a hairspray, a couple of products, and her scissors and her comb and stuff, a little blower. But they don't carry that much stuff. Us as nail techs, we have to carry a lot more.
Yes. And it weighs, and I mean, people think, and I don't think people understand the depth of what we do because, um,
Absolutely.
first of all, there's not one shade of nude. There's
Oh
like
no.
6 shades of every single nude. And for some reason, that one day, that one girl's like, no, I want a little bit of pink and a little bit of nude and a little bit of this. And then you find yourself, wait a minute, I have 7 options. I don't have one that you like. And so you
Exactly.
find yourself mixing, and so now you have to have an extra bottle, another cup,
I
this, another that. It's like, okay, wait. And then these are the reasons why, and I'm glad we're having this conversation, why I feel like people, you know, need to understand pricing. When you
oh,
go to
absolutely.
your local salon that's literally just charging $15 for a manicure and pedicure, you're not getting the same service of
Oh,
somebody at
absolutely
your
not.
level that has taught, brought in all of these years of experience in product trial, and you're a competitor. You
Yeah.
compete for this, in
Exactly.
contests. So there's a whole other level that they're investing in. So there's no way I
Completely.
can give you a manicure for $15.
No way.
My products, my nail files don't, my tweezermen don't even cost that little. So,
Exactly.
and then for us to sanitize and do all of these things, they have to understand that they're getting the best of the best when they hire somebody like, I want Michelle Soto, you know.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. Absolutely. I agree with you 100% on that one. Um, it's not the same. Plus, like you just said, we're not using the average products that another nail shop, you know, would use, of course. So we're using top-notch nail products as well. So yes, it's more expensive, of course. Plus, you know, the belts that you have under yourself, you know, and
absolutely.
it's completely different. Like when I say Instagram nails and salon nails, two different things. People
Absolutely.
see Instagram nails, but salon nails are, you know, it's two different
Two
things.
different things. I
Um,
agree.
two different things completely, and the prices will be different for sure. I
Substantially
like
different.
completely different. I like to be a very versatile nail specialist because I like to offer anything that the person would want, from a basic manicure to an extravagant nail extension with stones and 3D and all of that shabam bam. So I think it's very important for you to not stop educating yourself
Hmm.
because it's going to bring you so much higher than where you are at the moment.
So I'm always excited and proud of talking to other manicurists because it was one of the most amazing times of my life and my career. I was able to travel the world, do
Yes.
shows, New York Fashion Week, and I educated at New York for the New York State Department for testing. And I had the honor of speaking, working with Alex Fox with Nails Magazine, and just it just brought me so much joy. So when I hear somebody like you speak about it with such conviction and passion, oh, I'm proud. I'm
It
so
brings it,
super
and
proud.
doesn't it bring you back to those old days?
Oh my God. It's like, this is what I loved about it. So today you're going to give me a demonstration of the Valentino product because I have the gel sets that I can do myself, but I want a professional to show me how to do it. So if you could kindly show me the use of the products, I would totally be grateful for you. And then we can talk about
Absolutely.
the process. Thank you. So go
Absolutely.
ahead.
Okay, so we're going to show you a little bit of the process, how I would do it professionally.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say how I'm going to do it professionally, but also how you could do it at home. So we can have 2-in-1, which is not that much of a difference between
Right.
doing it professionally and doing it yourself at home. It
Okay.
will
And
have like
approximately
little differences.
approximately how long should it take you to do? If me, let's pretend I don't know anything about nails. I
Right.
got this product, but I want the gel to stay longer. About how long would it take me to do this when I'm properly educated by someone like you?
I
20
would
minutes, 30
say,
minutes, 40
I
minutes?
would say between 30 minutes.
Okay,
It should
perfect.
take you about 30 minutes, honestly, as long as you know what you're going to do and the steps, because it's really not hard.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so
'Cause-
we're ready to go.
Yes, we are. Let me just put some paper towel here real quick. Can I get more? So first of all, you need to make sure that you have your products. I have here the base, the non-wipe top coat, and gel color, right?
All
So
right.
these three products are your main products for you to do your own gel manicure or a professional manicure. I also like adding in the nail prep dehydrator because not
Okay.
everyone's nails are the same. Some people have a little bit more moisture than others. So adding that in actually helps. So it helps on longevity too. So after this, you have to make sure that you have a nipper, a cuticle pusher. You can have a wooden cuticle pusher. It's very important for you to have a cuticle pusher. A nipper is not necessary, I would say, but I like having a nice nipper that you're only going to use to cut little pieces of skin cuticle. Make sure you
That's
don't cut
hanging,
anything.
right?
Yeah, that's only hanging. I'm gonna be very honest. I don't like to cut cuticles.
Oh, me
I
too.
prefer, no, I'm completely against it. It's not my favorite thing to do, but now it's very trendy, the Russian manicure. But
Oh,
that would be
yes.
more of a very salon professional way because you have to know what you're doing with that one for sure. But just a regular manicure, we're just going to slightly push back the cuticle. Let
So
me
let
get
me
here
ask you a
my
question.
water. Yes.
So now do you do a manicure first before you start this process?
Yes.
And how
Yes.
intense is the
Yes.
manicure?
It's a dry manicure is something
Okay, perfect.
very simple. Yeah, you
Mhm.
must not get your you can't do a regular manicure because that's wet and it has lotions and moisturizers, of course. You want to stay away from that. You're obviously going to tell your client or yourself, you're going to wash your hands first with water and soap. Make sure that the soaps don't have any type of moisturizers or lotions. because it will affect the adhesion of the product.
Right. It'll start
So
causing early lifting.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's very important. That's a must. I also have lint-free wipes. I love my lint-free wipes, especially for gel, because gel is like a magnet for lint and dust.
Okay.
So I know that you know that very well.
But now, for instance, if somebody is, now can we find this lint-free cotton, whatever, in a store, in any drugstore?
Yes, usually they do have something similar.
Okay.
And if not, you can use like little gauzes, or they have these at professional stores that carry makeup. Those stores usually carry these. We can find these online too. They're very easy to find, lint-free wipes. But if by any chance you're at home and you don't have this, you're just going to cut a little piece of paper towel.
Yes.
And you're going to use that little piece of paper towel and you should be perfect. Just make sure you just cut that little piece and don't use the edges of the paper towel by itself. Just cut little pieces. Wonderful. So you want to make sure that you have alcohol at home, the alcohol you use at home. And usually I like to first clean, the hand, just to make sure it doesn't have any type of oils, if the person has moved around, of course. And if I would not have any gloves on, I would also make sure that I clean my own hands with another wipe.
Okay.
So you just clean.
You're really extra cautious.
Yes, you have to be.
Yep.
You have to be. It may take you a minute extra, but it's totally worth it.
Right.
So there, I have her set and clean, sterilized. I'm going to throw that away. And now, all I do is if my clients' cuticles are not pushed back, usually we usually still push them back here very slightly. If you can see, I'm not producing any type of pressure, and the way I am holding my cuticle pusher is almost at the same level, parallel to the nail surface. You want to make sure you don't damage that cuticle area, of course, because a lot of people will angle it. You never can angle it at a 90 or 45-degree angle. You have to make sure it's mostly parallel to the nail surface so you won't damage it.
Okay.
So slightly pushing back, very simple. So let's say, for instance, there's nothing that I see that's coming out or hanging, so I don't have to cut anything in this case. Let's say you're at home, you may use a buffer. One of these pink buffers is one of my favorite. I have my Valentino hand file here, which is 100 and 180 grit file. The 180 grit is the one that I recommend. You could actually find 180 grit in any pharmacy, any type of store that sells beauty products.
Okay.
It's one of the most common, and it's safe for the natural nail as well as an extension. So it's super common and super easy to find. So we're just going to make sure we are going to file here our free edge. So make sure you file all the free edges, and you're going to file also on top of the nail surface because you want to remove the shine off of the nail surface. So, okay. I like to file in an up and down movement because I don't like to damage my nail plate. Usually, you would see people doing it most commonly, like, that type of motion, side by side. And that's not good, especially because we have a natural nail surface. Now, if we're dealing with an extension, hey, it's okay. But on a natural nail, we should not do those type of movements. Make sure you remove all the dust. Like I said before, your dust is gel's worst enemy.
Right.
So I'm going to slightly buff just to make sure that everything on the nail surface is nice and matted out. Basically, you have removed all the shine from the nail surface. That is a key factor because it makes sure that the longevity of the gel polish will stay. If you do it properly, you should not have a problem on it lasting 4 weeks.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
So you just have to make sure that you remove all that shine. Make sure that the person or yourself, you're not touching anything else. If you notice, I don't touch the nail surface again after I prepped it.
Okay.
I just dust it out and we don't touch, okay? Let's make sure our tools are out of the way. You don't want to drop your tools because if you drop your tools, it'll damage the little tips of your tools. So now, this is ready to start. I'm just going to grab my dehydrator just in case. This is not needed if you don't have it. I do recommend it because you don't know what type of nail you have. You might have nails that have a lot of moisture, like people that have sweaty palms.
Right.
Sweaty hands. They typically have a lot of moisture. So there we go with that part. We just applied our dehydrator. So now we're going to go ahead and go with our base coat. Now let's say, for instance, your nail has been damaged previously by someone else and you have little ridges. You can create a leveling coat with your base coat.
Okay.
So let's say, for instance, we're going to do, and if you notice, this is very, very thin. There's no need to add so much product. We have to make sure we're not heavy-handed. Adding too much product won't help. It actually will make the product lift and peel off.
Oh.
And a lot of people think that more is better, and no, more is not better. Less is more. I always say less is more.
Yep.
Less is more.
That's what we say in the luxury world too. Less is more.
Exactly. Less is more always. So I'm just applying here the base coat and just making sure my little free edges covered. Her nails are very short, but if you have the person or you have a longer nails, just make sure you cover those free edges with the tip of the brush.
Okay.
So now you see I am not touching the cuticle area, any fatty tissue. So I'm avoiding to touch any type of fatty tissue, but the design of our brush helps us with that. So when you lay it, it lays nice and flat. You push it back and it's perfect for that cuticle area zone.
So how many layers, how many times do we do this? Once or twice?
Once or twice if you feel that you need to level out your nail. You know, if you have some ridges, I'll show you how to do that real quick. Let me just do her first coat. She doesn't need it, but I will show you how to do it just in case anyone at home or yourself, you need to level out your nail. I'll show you a quick trick to do that. And you're going to be like, yes, that's a lifesaver. Never clean with your fingers. And this is something super simple, super easy. You could change it anytime, of course, that you want to. Don't put it in there yet. But even lasting 3 weeks, doing it at home, that's a plus. Usually, sometimes you go to that, you know, any type of other type of salons, and they last barely 2 weeks.
And that's because either they rushed through a step or
Oh,
they
for sure.
left something.
For sure. When
And
it comes
and
to
I
that type
always
of
and
salon,
I
everything
always
is in a rush.
right, and I always tell people this all the time. The reason why they have to be in a rush, because I'm charging you $15 for manicure and pedicure. How
Exactly.
many do I need to do to get a basic salary? So you can't sit in my
Exactly.
chair past 30 minutes because I need to make money.
Exactly. Okay. So now it's in the curing process.
Okay.
Make sure you flash cure. When I mean flash cure, you put it inside the gel lamp. You count 1, 2, you pull it out because you want to
Okay.
prevent heat spike. Gel products, any type of gel will always have a heat spike. So you want to prevent the heat spike, cure for 2 seconds, pull it out, then put it right back in, and you should be preventing all the heat spikes.
Let me ask you a question. What if we don't have the gel heater? Must we have it for it to work?
Yes, you must
Okay.
have a gel lamp. There's a lot of gel lamps out there that are very inexpensive, even
Right.
on Amazon or any type of online thing. But to be honest, if you're going to do this all the time yourself at home, I
It's
highly
worth it.
recommend that it's totally worth it, and I highly recommend you get an LED one, because UV, that's like saying that is a dinosaur era. If that makes sense.
Right. No, I totally get it.
Yeah. So I highly recommend an LED lamp, any type of LED lamp. The curing will be a lot faster. And
Right.
not only that, it will work better with the gel. Of course,
Okay.
you have to make sure you do thin layers, because a lot of people, when they're doing it at home, they forget about the thin layers. When they put it in the gel lamp and they pull it out, it's wrinkled, it peels off. So light-handed is very important.
Okay.
Okay, so now let's say, for instance, um, your nails are not leveled. So what we would do is, in order to level them out, I will add a nice thin layer again. And with the tip of my brush and whatever is left on the brush, I will grab and only apply on the middle of the nail plate. Okay.
Okay.
Adding only on the middle, and I will twist her hand slightly into this position because it's going to self-level itself.
Okay.
And then real quick, we're going to put it right back in the gel lamp. I'm curing all this 30 seconds, 30 seconds for an LED lamp, 60 seconds for a UV lamp. So you see it's half of it off. So now I'm gonna grab a nice vibrant pink gel color. This is the number 8. It's like a neon pink. Beautiful color now for summer.
Yep, it's
So
really
now
pretty. I'm obsessed with
yeah.
red. So I got sent the red one. So I will be doing that when I get my light.
What shade in red you have? Because I have some favorites.
Oh, wow. I can't even see because I'm old. I can't even see the color numbers, but they're really beautiful. Orangey red,
I know.
crimson red. Oh my goodness. And then there's a dark vamp red.
Oh,
Oh, they're
yes.
so pretty. Guys, I'm
I am
telling you, these
so in
colors
love with
are
those shades of
beautiful,
reds. And you know
sexy.
what, Meredith? The pigmentation on our gel polishes are absolutely amazing. You're going to see that the majority of them, I'm not going to say all of them, but the majority of them only cover in one coat.
Oh, good. I can't wait to see what you're going to do.
So guess what? Time saving. So that's all time saving. Okay, look at that shade right there. And that's only
pretty.
one coat, and it covers.
It's very rich.
Very, very rich. And there's no need for you to add so much product. Not only that, it covers just in one layer, one coat. And this is gonna last a lifetime, I would say.
Until it
Yeah.
falls off or grows out.
Yes.
It's gorgeous.
It's a beautiful shade of pink. It's like a hot, nice pink.
And you're using your orange wood stick to clean out any of the excess, correct?
Yes. I have
Okay.
these little orange wood sticks that
Mhm.
actually have, I actually bought these online. I'm gonna show you here real quick how they are. It's like a little, it's like a toothpick actually.
Right.
Look.
Oh,
And
nice.
it has a little cotton tip.
Okay.
So I use that to clean them out.
Okay.
But if not, you could use a regular toothpick at home. So I am going to put this and this beautiful gold.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to leave one to put that gold. And also, do you notice how long I put that pink and it's not moving around?
It's not dripping. It's not going anywhere else.
It's not going anywhere else. Usually with other gel polishes, you would see they start separating and going into your cuticle area.
Okay.
This doesn't happen with Valentino. Believe me, we made sure we would have the best of the best out there. Such a beautiful pink.
Oh, it's pretty.
It's so impressive how just in one coat it covers. One of my favorite reds is the number 2. Oof,
Really?
that red, I absolutely love it. Not only that, you could use these as regular gel polishes, or you could use them how I use them as well. I use them to do a lot of gel art. So if by any chance someone at home is creative, they could do little designs on themselves as well.
Right. I see.
It's very trending right now. Art, a lot of art on the nails, even if they're short,
Right.
a lot of art. It just, people can express themselves through their nails. Nails now are accessories.
And you know what? Speaking of that, even for brides, you know, because we're a bridal magazine, you know, our focus is on the bride. We're talking to her. So,
oh yes,
for us, I'm watching you do this. Brides, modern brides, they're doing colors. So it wouldn't be surprising to catch a bride wearing pink or red on her nails. No longer are these brides committed to only doing French manicures or waiting for that. But I think
agree.
This process is so great because, you know, after COVID is over, a bride will be able to get her nails done and then go to her honeymoon and not worry about her polish chipping for 4 weeks.
Absolutely, absolutely. Right now, I have had a couple of brides and they are using red.
Oh, I love
a lot
red.
of red. It's crazy, but yes, a lot of red. So just like you said, you're not committed to just doing the white or the French.
Right. That gold looks delicious.
Oh, this gold is amazing.
My goodness.
This gold is absolutely beautiful. You see how beautiful that looks?
I love it.
Okay, pop it in, 30 seconds. Now,
so it's 30 seconds to cure it. Is that what you're saying? In between each session? Okay.
I like to cure for 30 seconds. Of course, the gel lamp that I have, it's a very high quality. So you might have to cure it for 60 seconds, but you should be fine with 30 seconds. Now, let's say, for instance, Meredith, I want to spice up this this manicure, correct? Here I have some foils. You could find these anywhere online, Amazon maybe. And you don't need anything else, any type of product, because the gel that I'm using has enough tacky layer. So because it does have enough tacky layer, I may be able to just cut a little piece of my foil right here. I'm cutting a little piece. And I am going to transfer it onto the nail surface. Basically, I don't have to add that much pressure, and there you go.
That's amazing. Oh, you make me miss doing nails. Oh my goodness, that's so amazing.
Easy, so easy. And you know, those are DIYs, you could do them at home.
Right.
Very easy. Now I'm going to use 2 type of top coats just because when I use my transfer foils, I absolutely love how they look matted out. They look beautiful, shiny, don't get me wrong. They do. But there's something about the matte top coat that makes it pop. So another important thing is when we never shake, roll your gel polish.
Yes.
Okay. So I always
with
tell
any
that,
nail polish.
yes.
Because it causes bubbles.
Never shake. Yes, absolutely. So that's always something that I say, never, 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 never. Please never shake. Let's roll our gel polishes. So here I'm rolling it, making sure that all the properties of my gel are well and nicely mixed. Now, let's here, putting matte top coat on the one with the foil. And I will put my regular glossy top coat on the rest. Just to add a little spice to it, you know?
And we like a little spice, us girls.
Oh, yes. Not only that, doing this at home or yourself, you could do both, your hands and feet, all the same.
So perfect. I'm glad you brought up the feet. So this is safe to use on your toes, right?
Yes,
because
absolutely.
I know people went through this phase that I cringed at where they were putting acrylic on their feet. And I'm like, why would you put acrylic? Because it's so porous and it just attracts you. We sweat on our feet and so all of that. But with the gel, I've always thought it would to be a little bit safer because of the curing factor.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. It's completely safe. And of course, with everything, even when putting acrylic on your toes, because I do have clients that do, we have that option as well. But with everything, of course, everything has to have an upkeep, okay? And the thing that they should not do is put acrylic on their toes or gel polish and just keep it there for months. No, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Goodness.
That's what, yes, that's what creates all these yucky things that we're not supposed to have on our feet or our nails. But like everything, it's the upkeep. So I highly recommend when you are doing gel polish. So every time you get your gel polish done on your hands, of course, change it on your feet as well.
Right.
But it's absolutely safe, completely safe. Although you do have to make sure in order for you to remove gel polish, it has to be filed off.
Okay.
So
safely
the first,
and gently.
Yes, safely and gently. That's very important. So with the same file, you just crack off that first top coat layer, okay?
Right.
Just crack off that top coat layer, and then you can use pure acetone and wrap it around with a cotton swab and aluminum foil. Just wrap it around and leave it there, and you should be off like between 10-15 minutes. So
Wow.
look how nice, and look at this matte
It's
one.
beautiful. Beautiful.
That one's matte and the rest are shiny. It looks absolutely gorgeous. And I could just
I love
imagine
it.
hands and feet, both of them at the same time.
Beautifully. Beautifully
And
done.
it was not a huge process at all, you see? And we
Nope,
just
not at
covered it in
all.
one coat
Yep.
and it covered completely.
Perfect.
So here we have, I'm gonna just lay out the products that I use. The non-white top coat, the matte top coat, the base, our color, our top coat, and our other top coat.
Stunning.
Four or maybe 3. And that's it. That's all you need.
That's amazing. And look, that's less than 20 minutes. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
granted, you only
And
did one hand, but it's you. Once you practice enough, this could be done in 30 mininutes, and we're
for
done.
sure
And you did
at
design.
home, yes, at home yourself, 30 minutes you should be good. Right now I am taking a little longer because obviously I'm explaining step by step. So just imagine
Right.
if I were not explaining and just on to work, this would have been done both hands.
It's beautiful. Thank you so much.
You're
And your
welcome,
model got a
Meredith.
cute little manicure. Oh, right now.
Yes.
So, Michelle, thank you so much for that. That was gorgeous. And
You're welcome.
thank you. I mean, you did a great job very quickly. You demonstrated how somebody that doesn't know too much about nails can keep it simple, but the little bit more experienced person can add a little flavor and, do a little bit of foil and add a little lush to it. But what I loved, what you stressed about during the process was the sanitation process of it. Clean
Correct.
paper towel, making sure the skin is not damaged, making sure that the protection of your tools, those are the key steps that are often forgotten because you're like, oh yeah, no matter what. And then all of a sudden, people are blaming, oh, the manicurist damaged my nails. No,
Yes.
not necessarily. Did you take care of it? Did you go back for your retouching? Did you take it off properly? Not picking at it.
Exactly.
So a lot of those things go into play when it comes to nails and properly using products and knowing how to use products properly.
Yes.
And only a professional can tell you that.
Exactly. That's why I say it all the time. It's very important for me to educate my clients. My clients are educated. My clients know what not to do. And believe me, they follow instructions and they see other people and now they start picking up on things. Oh, she's not doing it correct. When they go with their friends somewhere else, they're like, oh no, Chelly, they're like, Chelly, I told her to stand up and get out. Because now they know. Now they know. So they're like, no, that's not done.
I
That's
love
not
that.
how
I
Chelly
love
does
that.
it.
No, I love how you're very adamant about that. Now, are there ways that clients can do a virtual kind of session with you? So just like you're walking me through this process, is there a way, like once they make a purchase of this kit, that they can hire you? And I say it, hire you to get a session so that they too can learn how to use each tool properly. Because under quarantine, or as minimal as it might be before we completely get out, we might be stuck doing our own nails,
Right.
But I don't know what I'm doing. I want to get enough experience to do it. So do you offer that kind of service where I can call you up and you for a fee and you walk me through the process?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I do it all the time with some of the girls online. They're like, Chelly, I just bought the whole line, or I just bought this, I just bought that. Okay, let's do a little video conference call and I can guide them through it. So they now know how to work with it, how to do it. Usually those are the ones that want to become nail techs or that, are looking forward to becoming nail techs, but it's also an option for someone that wants to do it at home, just on their themselves.
Now that we
Absolutely.
all have time because we're stuck at home.
I know everything has changed, but I do have to say that there's a lot of positive things that have come with being at home.
Totally.
Because now I've been able to do more videos, go out of the box. When I was at at the salon all the time, I really had time to do online sessions with people and give them more of that time. Now I can. So I like that option too.
Well, you did a great job. Can you please give us your website and your social media handles so that our readers and viewers can actually go to your site and look and try to book some private sessions from Zoom
Yes,
or whatever other platform you have?
absolutely. Right now, I have Chelly's Nails. Everyone knows me as Chelly.
Mhm.
Almost no one knows me as Michelle in the nail world. So
Spell that
Chelly's
for us.
Nails, Chelly's under CHELLYS _ nails, just like regular nails, and
Mhm.
you know. The same way for Facebook, and on my Instagram, I have it linked with my email. So anything, you can contact me through the email, and I can gladly answer any questions or through DM. But mostly I would prefer it to be over email, because through DMs, oof,
It's too
I could
much.
never, it's too much. I could never be able to answer every DM. There are thousands, and I'm only one person.
You have to train your daughter to be your assistant.
Yeah, I need an assistant for that. But I like to make sure especially with my DMs, I like to make sure it's me, because no one is going to
Perfect.
answer really like me. So I like that contact between me and the other person.
That's awesome. Well, I want to thank you so much for your time and your expertise. And we will be sure to tell our brides to look up your Instagram and your social media. We're going to keep in touch with Valentino, of course. And you are our go-to person for all our nail questions. And there's a couple of other
Absolutely.
manicurists in the area in Florida that I want you to meet, that I know would love working with you when all of this, is
Absolutely.
there.
I'm always up for group teamwork.
Yes. And
I
I
love
think
teamwork.
I think Miami Swim would fall in love with you and your work and all of this other stuff. So I look forward to you coming to New York and hanging out with us too.
Yes, I've been in New York a couple of times. I go and I do a lot of classes and trainings. So after all this is over, Meredith, hopefully we'll be meeting each other.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. So thank you again, Michelle. I totally appreciate it.
No, thank you. It's a pleasure for us.
Yes. So guys, that was our session, our nail gels tip session with Michelle Soto for Valentino. Please, you're going to read the article. I promise you, I'm writing a full article about this, giving you some tips, and you make sure you contact her with any questions. And as Michelle mentioned, she is offering private sessions. So once you buy the kits, she will walk you through the process. She did a quick one with me, but there are still some things that you're going to need to make sure that you have in your kit to do your nails, especially if you are not ready to go to a nail salon just yet. So please,
Exactly.
until then, stay safe and ciao bella.
Safe,
Bye.
everyone. Bye.
Thank you.